welcome back to my channel. My name is Angel. Today we're starting, just kind of introing a video we're doing this week where we're reading my March anticipated releases. This vlog's going to have 2 books. It's going to have Wild Side and Sunrise and the Reaping, which leads me into my little dilemma that it is Sunday when I'm filming this, and I could start reading this now, but then I'm not going to finish this by tomorrow night. Like, the second I can read Sunrise and the Reaping, I want to be doing so. So I'm not sure I want to start this and like pause then to read Sunrise and the Reaping and then come back to it. First, I want to wait, start Tuesday when I get that book, and then go. BLC is probably my favorite contemporary romance author, and then The Hunger Games was like my series for like a decade of my life over that. So the fact that's coming out, I'm like fangirling. Also, might get thrown in here if I decide to go. There is a midnight release party happening near me, and there's still tickets for it. It's for tomorrow night. And the problem isn't that it's gonna be on a Monday night. That's not the issue. The issue is that I feel like if I have that book in my hand and I come home, because if I came home around like 12:45ish, went to bed, that's honestly fine, because I normally go to sleep between 11:30 and 1, but I don't think I can have that book in my hand, put it down and go to bed. I think the problem would be that I'll sit there and read the entire thing and then, you know, have be 5 a.m. and be like, oh, I have to go to work in 2 hours. So we'll see if I go. If I go, that will be included in this little video, but next might be starting off with this one tomorrow or Sinners and the Reaping on Tuesday.
It's just Angel from Monday Night cutting in here with some updates. I have not started Wild Love because I actually just finished up a book for another vlog. I ended up getting carried over into today, so I didn't start Wild Side today. But the problem is, it is about like 10:45 at night, I think. There was a midnight release party tonight for Sinners and the Reaping that still had some tickets available. However, I got 4 hours of sleep last night, and then I did work for, I think it was almost 13 hours today, and I came home exhausted. If I had the book in my hand, I would read it. And now I'm tempted, because I'm like, listen, my plan is then to just, on my lunch tomorrow, run to Indigo, hope there's some copies left to get one, and then start reading out my lunch break and probably finish it tomorrow night already. But I'm also thinking, I'm gonna want the ebook of it as well. I'm like, do I just get the ebook and start at midnight if it comes right away, and then read for a little bit? Problem is, I'm scared that if I start reading it, I'm not going to want to stop, which is very valid. And that could be a problem for work tomorrow, but I had really bad sleep last night, so I shouldn't, but I'm tempted, you know? You guys will tell by the next clips whether it's me reading in a dark room, my e-reader, or if I'm walking into Indigo tomorrow, what decision I made, the smart one or the fangirl one. So alas, we're at, but we are going to start this video shortly.
I'm only here to page 75. It's only chapter 6. I've already cried once and teared up another time. That's the update. 20 minutes to read before I start work, so maybe get another like 30 or so pages done, but we'll see. And I got to page 119 when updates, because what's gonna happen now is we'll just sit here and just binge the rest of this. You're not gonna hear from me until it's done. I didn't get home too late today. It's like 8:45. I literally have no plans to just sit here and binge this. This book is just under 400 pages, so I probably have like 2 and a bit hours left of reading. But it's gonna get finished tonight. At this point, we're kind of like past like, we're past the tribute parade. We've kind of had like some training, and now we're getting ready to head into the game shortly. So definitely getting good. Sorry, it's just absolutely gut wrenching. I think I've already, like I said, I already cried once. I've teared up twice. It's just lovely. So make yourself a little fun drink, have a very quick, easy, probably microwave dinner. So I can just sit here and binge, and then that's my plan for the night. This is on par, but the chapter I just read that has like 5 pages just started the games. It's right page 218, so we're over halfway already. However, I feel like we already know what happens with all of his actual games, the way they're doing that, and then we're seeing more setup, which we didn't know obviously in the Fallout. So we're gonna see. I need to sleep, but I have thoughts for this in the morning when I'm more coherent. Guys, we're in my bookshelf right now, so I'm just gonna start with the lighting, because right now she's really like doing her thing. If I go like this, you guys can see it's not looking great. So I'm just over here. Cry, I think 3 or 4 times during this. It was gut wrenching. Like, listen, we knew what happened in Hamish's games, but like finding out like everything hurt. Like the Reaping, to all things before the games led up to it. I love seeing like the mentors and little cameos that we already know, which was so special. But it's an easy 5-star. Incredible. I could go on about this book, but start to Wild Side. I haven't started it yet. I might start to my lunch. I haven't. But we're gonna start that tonight. I'm really excited. This is a very great start. Alright friends, I apologize for this look. It is a Saturday morning, and by Saturday morning I mean it's not like 2 in the afternoon. It's a Saturday and I'm feeling lazy, so this is what we're going with. Chatty, I fear, so just heads up. I'm now halfway through, or I guess close to halfway through Wildside, and I have some thoughts with this overarching series, but also like this book in general as well, and Elsie's writing as of recently. Which I thought of this, I thought of like mentioning this when I was talking with one of my coworkers the other day about this series. I keep telling her to read Elsie Silver. And she's like, yeah, but isn't the one series like all single dad romances? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no, because like she's like not really into the whole like single dad nanny, which I feel like is the very typical obviously single dad romance trope. This, like, I remember when I first heard that this whole series was gonna be single dads, I was like, I'm not sure how it's gonna work out and how it's gonna be like creative and like different enough story to story to make that work. So you don't know, this whole series, Rose Hill, is all single dads, but not in the way they've previously been done. I feel like the second book kind of follows more of like the single dad way you normally see things done. However, book 1 is that our main character Ford is a billionaire, and then randomly one day, I forget how old his kid is, but she shows up at his door. She's somewhere between 10 and 12, and she's like, hey, I'm your kid. And he had no idea that she existed. It's kind of like him cultivating that relationship with her, while then also kind of falling back in love with his best friends. I think it's his best friend's little sister. Yeah, from like way back in childhood. Wildside, I would barely even call a single dad, because it is, but it's not. It's pretty much our main female character, Tabitha. Her older sister, Erica, had a problem with substance abuse and has just passed away. She had a son named Milo, and pretty much Erica's landlord was Reese, and he lived, I think it was like next door to them, is how this happened. And pretty much, not spoiler, very beginning of the book, Erica kind of goes on a, what you suspect is kind of like a bender or just has a really rough go and ends up passing away. So obviously Tabitha comes for Milo, her nephew, and it's written in Erica's will that Reese will be the guardian of Milo. So he's a single dad now, technically, because he just is now the legal guardian of a child who just lost their parent. So definitely not typical single dad. And then the last book she just announced is called Wild Card, and that was an age gap romance with her ex-boyfriend's dad. So he's a single dad, but it's like to his like 25-year-old son who he's like kind of estranged from a bit. So definitely not typical single dad romances, if that makes sense. I know that was like really long-winded. I took like 5 million years to explain that, but I feel like this series, like, I feel like people just need to realize that it's not like the cut and dry nanny story like 4 times over. It is very different and very interesting, and like stories that deal with really complex topics. Like I said, the first book, when he was dealing with getting to know a child and getting acquainted with her after missing the first like however many years of her life. And then this one, the dynamic between Tabitha and Reese, when obviously trying to have like that power struggle over custody for Milo, and also things he experienced in his past, is very interesting. With that being said, I'm really enjoying this one. I love like the complexity it has to it in its storyline. Pretty much, I don't think it's a spoiler. Yes, we first like just hit it recently, but they end up getting fake married. Especially like all for like custody legal reasons. I do feel like the pacing of that was a little slow, in the sense that the first like 15 to 20 chapters we had like nothing of that plot, and also it's like, let's get married, they're married within like 3 chapters. So I feel like that kind of happened a little bit quickly. However, I'm still really enjoying this. Like I said, I love the way Elsie Silver writes, and I love how she doesn't shy away from complex topics, especially in her most recent books. So yeah, definitely enjoying this one. But like I said, I'm halfway. I do want to wrap this up today, so I'll have this video posted by tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. You guys have known, you guys see my most previous videos, I have just moved recently, and we kind of still have both places till the end of the month. And so we're gonna go do a big clean of our apartment. We'll say we just have a lot of things there that still we aren't bringing with us. We're gonna do like a deep clean of the space, and so we're gonna go and pretty much just try to gut the rest of what we have there and get it out. This is gonna be probably a long night doing that, but when I get home, I'm gonna try to finish this. We'll see how that goes, but that is how we're going so far. I apologize about this lighting, but I got a bubble tea and I'm ready to lock in and finish this book. I think I'm at like 60-something% now. I'm gonna finish it right now. This is like a half bun that turned into an absolute disaster, so just let's not look at that. Okay, just kidding. I had to fix that and let that down because I couldn't look at that any longer. I just finished Wildside. I think it's a 5-star. I think this is probably one of the most interesting romance books we've ever read, in the terms of like the plot and like how'd you come up with this. I'm pretty sure I read on Elsie's Instagram that Tabitha's her favorite main character she's ever written, like, female-wise, and honestly, I think I'm kind of on that same wavelength. Like, I think she's on the same, like, tier for me as Willa. Nothing hits quite like an Elsie Silver, to be honest. I always talk about this, like, her writing is just so fun. I feel like now, when I first started reading her first couple books, I felt like it was kind of just, like, good contemporary romance, but now I feel like she's almost falling into, like, that same category of, like, Abby Jimenez, where she's dealing with really complex and real topics during her writing. Emily Henry falls into that too as well. I think we had 2 5 stars. Because this, in case I didn't tell you guys, I've probably reread the epilogue of this like 5 times since I finished this and just cried. I already want to reread it. I was sitting here like, do I just flip through and get back into it? Because this is gut-wrenching. But friends, so that was probably my 2 of my top releases for 2025. This one is my top. This is probably like my second or third next Abby Jimenez's release in April I've already read. And they're both 5 stars, I'm not very surprised about. These are also 2 books that are on my 25 to read in 2025, so those are both checked off now, and these are also both on my March to be because I knew I was going to want to read them when they were released. So I'd call this a very successful reading vlog. I'm sorry like my updating at the beginning wasn't the greatest, but I was just fully immersed in this, and then fully immersed in the ending of this as well. There was as many updates. If you guys liked this video, please try to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel out so much. I'm also on TikTok at Anna's Book Corner, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.